All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good day. Good afternoon. Good evening. This is YieldMax Mindset bringing you our portfolio review for week 35. Okay. So in this video, we're going to review our Robinhood portfolio. We're going to take a look at our review our dividends that we got for this past week for Group C. We'll cover our Excel spreadsheet, and we will cover our Charles Schwab account, cash only account that we created. As I had stated previously, we will touch on snowball analysis and conclude with our Q&A questions. All right, so let's review this portfolio right quick. All right, so right now it is 11:56 Eastern Standard Time. No, it is 12:56 Eastern Standard Time and 11:56 Central Standard Time. I think I got that right. All right. So you can see my portfolio right now is at $45,332. Live, we're up $44.37. For the day, we are down $201. All right, $201. Oh, now it's $195. For the week, we are up $740. For the month, we are up $14,629. For the 3 months, we're down $15,035. Year to date, that's going to be down. We're going to be down $12,103. For the past year, we're up $10,558. And all time, we are up $3,237. All right. So we have $23,921 in buying power. Total margin available or available to use at one point in time is at $71,281. Our margin used is $47,360. That was down to 35, but we bought some Platy and Palantir. All right. All right. So our buffer stands at $5,821 for 13%. Interest rate is at 5.7. And once we hit 50K, that will be reduced to 5.5%. And as always, if you're using Robinhood Gold and you have a margin, and may not even have to have gold to get it, but if you got margin, if you don't have gold, anyway, the first $1,000 is interest. Oh, there it is, right there, right there. It says your first 1,000 is interest free with gold. So if you have Robinhood Gold, which is $5 a month, you get the first $1,000 in margin free. So in essence, you can borrow $1,000 and not pay a single penny. That's one way of getting ahead. There you go. All right. All righty. All right. So let's see what we got here. Tony closed Friday at 50. Closed Friday at 7:54. All right. You can see currently my market value is at $45,782. We are down a whopping $33,547. Our average cost is $13.06. And we still currently have 6,072 shares for 49% of our portfolio. All right. We have 35% required maintenance. And we have 17,000 available for buying power. All right. So Coney did make some recovery. It got up to $8 and some change, but then we had our dividend that was paid out, so it come back down. which is to be expected. Let's take a look at our dividend. All right, so we can see here on May the 2nd, like I said, we had 6,072. We got paid out 65 cents for $3,952.87. All right. Next we had AMD. AMD, it closed at 687. We have 2341 in market value, just over just under. Well, we have a negative 2816. We're down 2,816. There we go. All right, so our average cost is 1514, and we have 340 shares. The required maintenance is 45%, so I won't be adding to this anytime soon. All right, let's see here. All right, so that 340 shares at 33.65 got us $114.67. Now I realized in my PowerPoint I did not include that with AMD, but I do have my short version updated. All right, so ULTI, our weekly ETF, closed showing overnight, so $5.97. We have a market value of $2,388. We're down $1,259 for 400 shares with an average cost of $9.12. And it currently stands at $5.97. The required maintenance, as they call it, maintenance ratio now, is at 45%. So we won't be adding to it anytime soon. All right. Next on the list is YieldMax. Excuse me. YieldMax is at $13.25. We have $662 in market value, and excuse me, we're down $116 for an average cost of $15.59. Excuse me, for 50 shares. All right. Let's scroll here. Where we go? Here we go. 50 shares at 17 cents was $8.72. All right. Next, we didn't get dividends on this one, but we're going to review it because it's one of my bigger positions, or one of the second leading invested position, I'll say. So Misty closed at $25. Let's update that, make sure that's right. Yeah, $25. Our market value is at $18,779. We are down just over $1,500 in this account. Our average cost is $27.12 for 751 shares. And you see the maintenance ratio is at 70%. So we won't be adding to this position anytime soon, because 70% is a lot to take up. So basically you say 70% of this is what it's going to cost me, and that's too costly. All right. Palantir right now is up 70 cents. It's $124.98. All right, so we got earnings tomorrow. Let's see here. Does it say anything? Oh, excuse me. It says take a look at shareholder questions for the leadership. The first quarter 2025 earning calls will be May the 5th, which is today, but it'll be this evening at 4 p.m. CD Standard Time. I guess it's Central Standard Time. Shareholders Q&A are powered by Say. All right, so for there's 6,101 shareholders participated, and there is 626 questions asked. Will it take us there? Let's see. All right, so this looked like questions. Conrad says a retail shareholder asks, how will Palantir maintenance maintain revenue growth amid the Pentagon budget cuts? Good question. Good question. All right. But anyway, so our market value is at $2,494. We're up over $32. Average cost is $123.12 for 20 shares. All right, so we're up just a little bit. So let's talk about what I did with Palantir. Let's go to our history. All right, so on April the 28th, I bought 25 shares at $112.73. On May the 1st, called myself setting a limit order, which was the wrong thing. I should have been setting a stop limit order, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it sold at 116.24, so I did make a little profit there. And then we saw here on May the 2nd, I got back in at 123.12. So you can see here this 112 and where it is now. 125. So that's almost $13 a share that I would be up, which wouldn't be a lot on 25 shares that I originally had, but hey, profit is profit, right? All right. So now we got Platy. Platy right now is showing 67.50. I believe that's what the market closed at. So our market value here is $13,500. We up $107 for average cost of $66.96 for 200 shares, which we originally had was 235 shares. Let's take a look at that history. All right, so you can see here on April the 28th, I had 235 shares at 63.28. I did the same thing here. Sold at 64.80, which I didn't intend to. I got back in on May the 2nd at 66.96 for 200 shares. A few shares, well, about 35 shares less, and maybe about $1,000 less as far as spending. So that was so 67, and my average cost is 66. So we're right there. It's just a little bit above. So we're hoping that Palantir will have good earnings, and I will probably be able to get some profit. I'm more likely, if this runs up, Palantir runs up to maybe, let's say it runs up to 135, 140. I probably will sell all these shares. I don't know. It depends on how it go. I probably should set a stop limit order at 123, so that if it does go below, I won't lose. But I think we're gonna stick with it. I think long term Palantir may be good. Short term could not be, if like this individual was saying, the budget cuts. That could be that could really change it. All right. So I think that's it on that. So let's hit this right quick. All right. So this is Coney. I had mentioned this. This is where it was the day before they paid out the dividends. Oh no, day before they announced the dividends. Is that right? Yes. This is the price closed on Tuesday, the day before they announced. Yeah, because Wednesday was the day they announced the price, which was 65 cents. All right, so like I said, I had 6,072 shares for $3,952.87. All right, AMD. This was the closing price. This is number of shares. I did not include that in the PowerPoint on Wednesday. I forgot. I had 500 here, but I did have some AMD. So that was on $114.67. And of course, OT, we had 400 shares, 37.44. All right. And we had the another weekly ETF YieldMax for 50 shares, $8.72. And our financial quote or advice for the day is: the stock market is filled with individuals who know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. Stock market is filled with individuals who know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. All right. So let's get back here. All right. So next up, we have our Excel spreadsheet, and then we'll get to our Charles Schwab account. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. All right. So this is our active income, which is my income from my employer. Now, these prices that you see here listed each month is actually above my actual average monthly take home pay. Right now, I don't have any. I have my dependents set at 0, so I'm getting the maximum amount possible right now. Because the whole goal is I'm using my active income to take care of my monthly bills, and I'm using the passive income from my dividends to pay down the margin. Because you can see here I haven't withdrew any of the past 2 months. So at some point I will have to turn this back on, and you will see this reduce a significant amount, because then I'll turn some other withdrawals that I don't have currently turned on for my active employers, some contributions and pay from other things that will be normally coming out of this check but are not right now. All right. So this is be the check we'll be getting this week, $1,884.10. All right. So this past week from Group C of YieldMax, primary Coney, AMD, OT, YMax, that brought me $4,150.90. That just this 1 week in the month of May has literally almost outpaced the whole month of April. So that is great. If Coney will pay out again this month, the last week of this month. So hopefully Coney can either sustain where it's at. We would definitely love to see it go up, maybe hit $9-10 by the end of the month. It'd be very nice if it hit $12, because that would be a very, very, very nice dividend payout. 65 cents was good. I had that PowerPoint up, but let's just go to Coney right quick. Talk about the last few dividends it paid. All right, so these prior to was 59 and 43, so we did get an increase here. We was hoping it doing this turbulence that it would at least stay above $1, because most of the time it has. But these last few months have been challenging for Coney, to say the least. All right, where were we? What was I doing? Excel spreadsheet. That's where I was. All right. All right. All right. So my active income total for the year to date, is $20,493.23. You'll see my tithes that I've paid from that amount. So basically, that's put me at about 18.5. All right. My passive income, you can see year to date, we're at $28,505. My income combined for both of those is $48,999.04. My active income averaging for year to date is just over 4,000. My passive income is $5,701, averaging for the past almost 5 months. So that's where we are now. All right. So all this is All my debt other than gas, cell phone, and food. Other than that, that is all my debt. This consists of credit cards, personal loan, HELOC, um, personal line of credit, and more loans. All right, and these are the interest rate, which are very very high. This is the interest that I have accrued in the past 4 to 5 months for these funds, and it is totaling $9,769. That is crazy that I paid almost $10,000 in 4 months or 5 months in interest. And so that is one of the main things we're trying to do with this account is transfer all this to this here. And what I mean, once we get this margin paid off, we're going to transfer most of this or a portion of this at a time from these 26, 28, 27 interest rate to this 5.75 or less. And we can see here for Robinhood, well, let's go for the past 4 months, $5 a month for the past 4 months. Robinhood Go, $20. Our interest on this amount up to, I think it's been maybe 53 or 55,000. So far for the past 4 months, it's just 1,000 over $1,000. All right. So 4 months here, right? Let's just say 4 months. Yeah, 4 months of interest on less than $50,000, right? At 5.7% has generated or accrued just over $1,000, right? Now, all these various interests over the past 4 months is this amount. So this amount, other than this 80K here, most of that, um, it's good. It can be a good portion of that. Anyway, um, getting most of this or some of this transferred under this interest rate from Robinhood. Basically, when we get this margin down to maybe 10K, I probably definitely around 20 or 15 will start maybe moving 1,000, maybe 1,500 a month if I'm in position to do so, and start paying this down, and getting it under this interest rate, which will be a lot less than this. All right. So right now we're at $47,360 in interest. We previously were the prior week we was at 35,882, but I purchased Palantir and Platy, so that increased that amount. Right. Other than that, I was trying to get it down, and I probably I'm depending how much profit I can get out Platy and Palantir. Palantir is a good chance I may sell it if it jumps $10, $12, maybe $20. Hopefully it will not. Hopefully it won't go down. We'll use that to get this margin down. And Platy, uh, if it goes up, there's a good chance I may sell it. I'd rather stay in it and get the dividends, but I would prefer to get this margin down, cause earning maybe $900 a month on dividend versus getting this margin down and paying this would be even greater, I think, than holding on to Platy. All right. So you can see that our 401k loan is at 23,847, and our total debt stands now at 254,281. We're down a shade bit. We were down around 242, I believe it was. But we bought Platy and Palantir. So we did make some headway, but at the last moment, at the end of April, beginning of May, we increased this again. All right. So this is my average interest for the past 4 months on this. All right, so Robinhood deposit. We haven't deposited any cash into our Robinhood account. The last time we made a deposit was around February. Withdrawals from a Robinhood account, the last time we did was in February. So we was able to complete the month of March and the month of April without making a deposit or withdrawal from our Robinhood account. All right. I did not update this. Coney, because we just got paid with Coney. Well, let's see if we can do this live, right? Yes. So we know the dividend amount there. No. Hold on. Let's do this. Robinhood. Let's get to our Robinhood account. Coney. There it is. So let's add it together. So we got 3952.87 plus back here. All right. Bring this over. All right. So we're going to say plus 29,517.51 puts us at 33,470.38. 33,470.38. All right. And we'll be getting paid on Misty this coming week. So that'll be Group D for those of you who are interested. All right. So once we're down to 45,000, we have gotten 33,470, or about that, give or take, on Coney. This is what we got invested, and these are the dividends we have gotten since we started investing in Coney with these YieldMax fund. All right. So let's get back to where we were. Let's see. We was on an Excel spreadsheet, right? That's where we were. So I think that concludes everything with our Excel spreadsheet. Yep. Okay. All right. So now we're going to hit our Charles Schwab account. All right. All right. So we've deposited just a small amount here. I think it was 1810. I believe that's the amount we deposit. This $42.87. This is the dividends that we got from Group C, which consists of Coney. I don't think was Kavana in that group. Let's see here. Let's see here. Group C. It was. Okay. So we got the dividends from that one. So I didn't have that in my, well, yeah. All right. All right. So we got dividends from Coney. I'm going to say Kavana. I don't know what we calling this right here. CVNY. And OT. I believe those were the three positions that we accrued dividends in this Charles Schwab account. Here you can see the price. Well, you can see the number of shares that I have here. Right here is the current price that it closed in the market on Friday. This is the prices at which I purchased. So I got Coney around 803. It paid out a dividend of 65 cents, so it went down. You can see Kavana. I'm gonna just call it Kavana. I got it at 40. It paid out around $2.60 something, I believe. So it went down, and yeah, you can see the various price. So this is the price change. This the how it increased. We see Platy went up $1.96 for me. My average cost is $65.16. It's at 67, almost 67.50. These are the percentage change. This is the daily change in dollar value. This is the daily percentage. This is the 52-week lows, 52-week highs. This is the market value. This is the cost basis. This is what our total, my total cost for owning 32 shares of Coney, $256.80. This is a gain and loss. You can see we gained $22 on SMCY. That's nice. I got it at 17.29. Okay. See, hadn't even looked at it since Friday. So that's nice. That's nice seeing that. We're down in Kavana and Coney, which is to be expected because they paid out a nice dividend. All right. All right. So you can see the volume. You can see a lot of people was in Misty. This volume is going to consist of buys and sell, which is 9.3K, and Coney came in second place at 6.3, and Ulti at 1.7 million shares traded. If I got that right, I think that's what this called, traded. So that's the percentages of the account. These were the EX days. This is the dividend yield. And I don't have drip turn on any of these. All right, so you can see total change. We had a bump up of $37.78 for 2%. Our market value is at 1842. Cost basis at 1804. And like I said, 37 basis, same thing. All right. This is a position that I held. I think it's going through some reconstruction. It's probably going to be there for a while. All right. All right. So this is just showing you a summary of the balance in that account. These were the dividends that I got. All right. So this was a previous account that I held dividends in. You can see here in January, I got $661, 643. And then this is before March came in, I transferred that over into Robinhood. And you can see, because you can see March and April don't have anything. Well, it says 7 cents, 77 cent, 34 cent. All right. You can see it has the estimated income, the monthly average, total dividends received, right? So this is not, I mean, this is accurate. Because this is the dividends I got here, and then this is what I'm going is estimating, has estimated interest and dividends. So so this is right, but not on the current investment. That's what I had prior. So excuse me, it's factoring in that plus what I'm doing now. So it says estimated dividends remaining. I believe this is saying what I is estimating for the remainder of this month that I'll get. $423 off an $1,800 investment. $1,810 is estimating that I'm going to get $423 for the month of May. If I got that right, let's see here. Not showing there. I believe it's for the month of May. I don't believe it's total for the year. All right, interest earned remaining 2 cents. I believe that's it for our Charles Schwab account. So we're going to see how this is going to go, because this is a cash value account. And with this account, I can increase my position in Misty, Play T, and SMCY without worrying about the price coming down. I can continue to add because it's a cash only account. And with this, I'm not so worried about the price dropping. I'll be more concerned about trying to build these positions up at the lowest price possible. And the funds from this account, it's not likely that I'm going to be reinvesting most of this. This amount here is going to be transferred out of this account, headed over to an account that I'm going to be paying those loans off with, right? So this account won't be just increasing that dramatically, because I'm going to need these funds to help pay some of that debt. I am expecting a little more money to come in, probably another maybe $2,000 that I'll put in this account, and then I may start to reinvest small, tiny portions, going forward to try to build it up until I can get some real money in here. Oh, speaking of real money in here, so this is May. So potentially next month, but definitely by July, somewhere between um now and July, probably more so June and July, I'm going to deposit probably about 23, maybe to $25,000 in this cash account, sort of like I did last year when I started my investment journey with these high dividends. I deposited 26,800 for my 401k. I'm going to do the same thing again, and that should, with the money that I already have in here, and with that coming in, I'm estimating maybe generating maybe 2K a month with this account here, with this Charles Schwab account, and that's going to help me pay down some debt as well. All right, so now let's get to our Snowball analysis account. Okay, Snowball analysis, right? Okay. All right, so showing the current value, this is closely to what we had in Robinhood, right? 45, 433, 435, 442. All right. All right. But you can see the Robinhood counts are fluctuating over there, right? All right. So let's take a look. For those that want to see my total dividend. Now I got 33,340. Let's see what I had over here. 33,470, 38. That's pretty on par, right? 33, 470, 38. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. All right. So, cost basis for my Coney account. Now, this doesn't have the Charles Schwab shares in it. This is just my Robinhood. Hopefully next week I'll have it updated and it will reflect that. If not, then I'll try and show them separately, right? All right. So Coney, we can see dividends received 33,400. A cost basis, the amount that we got invested 79,300. Current value is at 46,000. So that's we're down $33,274. We made $4.30 and realized loss and profit. I think I sold one share a while back. Total profit $200. All right, so when you take the amount of dividends I got, which is 33,470, minus the value of 33,270, that leaves me a positive. Oh, and plus the $4.30. We are just above with our latest dividend to be in profit of $200. All right, so whereas we continue to make these dividends, especially when we get this dividend this last week in April, this last week in May, that definitely going to put us more so in the positive territory of total profits with Coney. Let's continue to get those dividends, and this value, if it continues to go up, it'll be a very significant difference. All right, so Misty, we've got over 20,000 invested. Current value is at 18,000. We received 15,000 in dividends so far. We're down just over $1,400 in this account. We've sold some Misty, so we've had some profit of $1,616. Total profit is at $15,143. So total dividends received 15,000 plus the profit and loss, and then the account being down 1,400. We are we're not on house money yet because we got 20K invested, but we're getting there. We'll get in there in a couple more months. We should be in house money. All right. Tesla. You can see here Tesla. We are in the positive on Tesla. Same thing with SMCY. We've got 3,600 invested there, and we have current value at 2,500. It's very possible this coming week this will all be in positive territory. Tesla is in positive territory. Well, the value isn't, but the profit is. All right. So let's take a look at our total profit and dividends received. So year to date, not year to date, but total since we've been investing in the YieldMax funds, we have accrued $54,688.14. We're down $39,000 in our account, and we have total profit of $15,000. All right, so that's good. That's good by my account, making progress slowly but steady. All right, so let's get to our Q&A section now. All right, let's hit this video. Let's go down. All right, let's hit this video. This is the most recent one published, which was Wednesday. All right, D Nice 236 says, "What's up, Sarah? I want to know if you could pick 3 out of all the groups to live off, what would you pick? Or what would you pick for a beginner?" All right. So I replied, I don't know. Get my glasses here. It says, I don't know which I would choose because right now I'm just focused on the highest yields and the lowest cost for income purpose. These funds have only been around maybe 2 to 3 years, if not less. These funds are volatile and can lose value quickly. For income, I'm looking at Plady, Morrow, Coney, Kavana, Misty, SMCY, and Yeet. These can change in months down the road, and I will lead them and find the next or the new money maker. I let them know that you have to do your own due diligence, and I surely don't want investors to choose a position because I'm in them. Take your time, do the research, make your best decision, the best decision for you. All our investment goals are different. I myself take and borrow from others and then make them my own. And I said, look, check out the article. This is his YouTube channel. You might find what you're looking for over there. He's very knowledgeable. Let's click on it right quick.
How to get paid every day. Could you imagine? Okay, the simplest, easiest way to make money.
So that is the article. He's got 3.5 subscribers. I believe he has another YouTube channel as well. He's got 3.5 subscribers. Like I said, he's only got 95 in this video. He's got 126 views so far. He's got good content. It must be one of his others. Yeah. So he's got great content. He tells you how to use your margin and not have pretty much almost no buffer. So he's got great tips, great strategies. So check out the article. All right, let's get back to here. Let's see here. So Craven God 1056 says, if YieldMax decide to do a stock split, would you sell out of Coney and your other YieldMax ETF? I said, so far the only one that they've did a split on was Tesla, and I think they probably would have done one on Murney by now, but the article, matter of fact, the guy I was just talking about, he and some of the YouTubers let him know, hey, we do not want to do any reverse splits, because the initial thing is, hey, we do a reverse splits, you get double the dividends, which will be for the first dividend payout. But after that, all the dividends are back to where they were prior to the split. But so you have fewer shares and you're not getting as much paid out in dividends. So far they haven't did a split and they're holding true to it. I said, not sure to be honest, but not sure to be honest, but If I have gotten all my initial investment back from Coney, then I wouldn't care. I said it would be house money either way. If I haven't gotten all my initial investment back, I may take the path that I would lose the least amount of money. It would also depend on my financial circumstance because I'm trying to pay down debt. All right. Aim Assist Avenue says, when do you have to purchase shares, buy and hold till? Like by Tuesday, hold to Thursday to qualify for the dividends? I let them know that you would have to have purchased them today and get paid Friday, whatever that day was, which would have been Wednesday or Thursday. Can't remember when that was. He says, let's see here. Can you sell on Thursday? Like if did I just read that? He said, can you sell on Thursday? Like if I just buy Tuesday and sell on Thursday, will I get the dividend? I said, no, you will not get paid if you sold them on Thursday, mainly because the EX date and the rugged date is the same on Thursday as Thursday. Plus the price drops on Thursday because that's when they take the dividend out of the stock price. Paul said, please separate the weekly and monthly distributions. Ulti is weekly, and I think YieldMax and YieldMag are also. Yeah. Now, I don't know if he was talking about this thumbnail because I think in the video I did mention that these were weekly ETFs. I said the high yields are separated by the hedge fund that produces them, and then they are categorized by monthly and weekly by the same manner. Let's see here. Jim says, do you use Snowball analysis? I say, yes, I use Snowball analysis. See my weekly reviews. This is probably a portfolio review. He said, is your Snowball profile public? Can we get a link so we can check it out? You're inspiring me. Keep it up. I said, I think it's public. YieldMaxMindset should be it. Let me know if you find it. He said, I have not. Can you copy the link instead or put the link on the description next to the video? So far, I haven't seen that. Let's see here. I don't want to reveal my personal information, but it does show public. I'll pause the video and see what it says. Hold on. All right, so this is what it's saying. Full name. Oh, here we go. Public. See? Username. I don't know. I may not have it set up, but because I hadn't really just dove into this. It says this is your public information. Others users can see it on your public portfolio and comments. So it's saying it's public. The best I know, I don't know. You all have to check it out. See if you can find me if you have a Snowball analysis account. Other than that, I don't know. All right. Let's see, where were we? Where were we? All right. All right. So here we were. Absolute Rudy. He said, glad Coney came back up last month was bad stuff. Hopefully next month, even more back to the dollar. I said, yes, it's nice seeing the price increase this month. Coney pays twice, Friday on the 2nd and Friday the 30th of May. Brent says, happy Wednesday, 4,268 shares of YieldMax. And yes, it's paying bills. Appreciate you. I said, happy almost. What? Why did, oh, what did I say? Why did I say how? There was a play on that I was doing. I can't remember why I said that. But anyway, I said happy. I guess it's initial. Happy almost $745 to you, sir. You get more than a portion of. I said you're getting more than a portion of people that will not be getting that from a 40-hour pay week. I know that for a fact. If only they knew about investing and making their money work for them. I thank the Lord for these high yield ETFs. It's changing the game. My good friend Alan said, "Thank you, man, for the weekly reviews uh, of what's been paid out." I said, "You're more than welcome, Alan. Just paying it forward." All right. Get to the next video here. All right. This individual said, "Brother, talk to me. What else is crushing it? Apart from Misty, that's currently my biggest position, but I see yours is Coney. You think it's still worth a try? And what price would be ideal to grab Coney at? And I also see you grab Ulti on some of your videos. What's up though?" So, so normally, put it this way: if you're getting in now to these high yields ETF, you're getting at near the lows, right? Nobody knows the bottom, and nobody knows how these tariffs are going to be. They can send these things down further. But Coney, if I could have got in, invested my money in Coney around these prices, oh, I'll have a way lot more shares. But I didn't. But as you did see, I did have it over here in this cash account that I'm starting. So I will be increasing my position here slowly and gradually. Um, I said you're taking notice, although I can't tell you. Excuse me. I said you're taking notice, although I can't tell you either to buy either of those positions. The charts, um, the charts must. Let's get it. The charts must be yours. I don't know why I got me there. The charts must be yours because you've done your own due diligence. Have you looked at Platy? It does look promising if you're looking for a nice dividend payout. He says, I am taking notice. Yeah, haha. Old plate is what I meant. Old platey is what I meant you grab. Yes, I've been seeing that. I'm just waiting for it to drop to pretty much the same price you made an entry on. Yeah. So it definitely will probably drop $4 or $5 on the EX date. That a good entry price for some of you that are looking. I don't know what it's going to do tomorrow after closing. If it goes up and shoot up to 75, then and stay and sort of sustain that position, then people be like, oh, I probably should have got in at 67 or 65. But who knows what the market's going to do tomorrow? Because speaking of tomorrow, so the pre-market, right? The futures look like the market is going to be down tomorrow. You know, this is not a guarantee, but that's the direction it's travel looking like. It says U.S. stock futures slip after rugged street with the Fed earnings in focus. A cool down might be on the horizon as major indexes futures slip following a rugged breaking week. So we'll see. See, the futures are down here. Everything is showing down right now, but we'll see. Hopefully that won't have an effect on Platy. Let's see here. Where were we? All right. Wolf Bandit 361 says, hello again. I'm surprised you added me in the conversation when I asked you why you didn't have Platy and posted the dividend payout for the last 3 months. Today it went down 61.69, low of the day. Did you decide to get some shares? If so, how many? I did. Oh, I wish I could have got it at that. I did get it at 63. I said, I'm about to drop a short. Your answer will be there. I just finished weed eating. He says, can't wait to hear what you have. S. Brown says, thanks again, banger. You bet. Let's go. Curtis Washington said, thanks for the shout out, bro. I have investment properties and they're paid off and zero debt, heavily invested in dividend stocks. You inspire me to keep grinding. I said, man, you have a nice setup going for you. Using investment properties, tax breaks should be a great off your dividend for taxes. Plus, you are already debt free and you're rocking it. I mean, he's got investment properties that are paid off, zero debt, and he's heavily invested in dividends. This brother's making some money. Let's see here. Dennis said, "Hey, your brother from the Midwest. Love the content and guidance. Just started 6 months ago, so we're about in the same time. Mine's saying about 7 months from my oldest video. Um, let's see here. He said a little rough sometimes, but now I see the light in the tunnel. I have Platy, Misty, Coney, Nvidia, and Tesla. My goal is to get my dividends to 83,000 a month. That will make me $1 million a year. Just have big dreams. I will get there one day. Thanks for all your information. Have a blessed day." And I replied, "What's up, brother? I do believe that this is very possible with the selected position you have in your account. I want I want to I want to be there also with 85K a month, 85,000 a month. And that's what I've had in mind just because it's clear million. And I like how 85K looks. I also see you've selected a position from each group to a possible rollover in the dividends to the next position. Maybe a strategy I'm also looking to do with my cash account in Charles Schwab. And these are where I have purchased. It says with Group A, unsure of right now. The default would be Tesla, but we'll see. Thanks for dropping in from the Midwest. So this is the thing. So he said 83, and I've heard other people say 83 as well. 83 times 12, that puts you there. But I think there's an extra payment each month, so that 83, right? Basis really times 13, and that gives him the million, right? I was just looking at 12 and saying 85, and that's just sort of what I've had in my mind because I knew it would put me there. But if you're doing the 85 and you got that extra payment in there, that's 1.1 million. So I just like the solid number of 85, but it's no big deal. He said, "I just started this month. How much do you get?" Oh, okay. He said, "I just started this month. How much do you guys make a month now?" Oh, I didn't see his question. I'm sorry. All right. So if you happen to be watching this video at this point in time, so right now I am averaging about 57, maybe close to 5,700 to 6K a month in my position. So let's just put 56K. I'm gonna do a lot of typing here. Let's do this. Oops. Let's get both hands going here. How about that, Ray? Let's see here. 6K. All right. So Kelly says, why not just add Misty? I said, because I'm using Robinhood margin and Misty now has a maintenance requirement of 70%. So that would use 70% of my outstanding buying power. So I have to purchase it in a cash account only to increase my shares until I get my margin balance low, or Robinhood reduces it back to 30%. Absolute Rudy says, yeah, this is such a great app to grab for all these. Oh, this is such a great opportunity to grab all these at 52-week lows. I say, yes, I agree. Absolute time to increase our position while these ETFs are low. Once you get back to normal, oh my God, the dividend would be crazy. And all we have to do is sit back and put our feet up and enjoy the fruits of our labors. All right. So let's take our shorts. All right. Dirty Ops says around December, I accidentally sold my Amazon shares while on my phone, thinking it was one of my option trades that finally went into profit. Laughing out loud. I'm happy I did it because basically it was at the top. Kept checking them dividends. Keep clocking them dividends, brother. You got me looking into it now. I said, thanks for sharing. Yes, I'm still bothered with that accident, but I'm still learning and gathering dividends for sure. Options, that's another way, probably faster to make earnings if one has mastered that. He says, bringing gotta ask, are you able to live off the dividends each month just from what you invested? I replied, no, I'm not able to live off the dividends right now. Mainly the dividends are paying down my margin I borrowed from Robinhood. He said, yeah, I've never traded on margin accounts, so I don't know how that works. But these dividend stocks paying out every month is nice. Yes, indeed. All right, next we got this one. Good friend Ganktown said you meant to put that stop order, that stop limit order. I said, yes, sir, you're correct. Oh, can't believe I did that. My bad. My mistake. All right. Biggie Brooklyn said Palantir will bring a nice monthly income check if you decide not to drill. I said, yep, I've been waiting on the price to come down. I also see the way it's recovering after paying the dividends. That one could possibly buy on the dip, and when it runs back up, $5 sell for profit also and get money back for dividends. Many strategies. Kenny says, let's see here. Kenny said, why did you buy 200 plus shares of the YieldMax? The next payday for the group isn't until May the 23rd. And second, are you buying shortly before the earnings, which could result in a nasty, nasty dip, especially on the YieldMax? He's right. So I am taking a risk. He said, if you're bullish on the up and coming earnings, why not buy the underlying stock? The stock will pay more than a YieldMax. He said, it just seems you're anticipating Palantir to go up, at least before or after earnings. I'm interested in knowing why you decided to buy more ETFs than stocks. I would think more stocks would have been the better play uh, based off assumptions. So did I reply? Yeah. So this is a small explanation I gave him. I said earnings are being reported on May the 5th after the market closed, I believe. I also want passive monthly income from Platy. Crossing my fingers for a positive earning report. It's been recovering pretty good after the dividends. I did buy the underlying to sell profit and to rinse and repeat to get my margin down. My buying power with Platy is at 25% versus Palantir at 30%, which is not that big. If Palantir goes down, I have likely a great loss. If Platy goes down, I still get paid some income still. Overall, this is just a play to gain some profit to pay down my margin with both or to hold Pleiadi for a longer time. Wolf Bandit says, nice, 235 a Pleiadi. Good luck, my man. I won't sell my Pleiadi at all. Just keep the drip on. Hopefully this can help me retire in the future. I'm glad you're in now. God bless you, brother. I said, yes. If I'm able to keep my Pleiadi, I'm going to purchase more on the EX day or when it goes below my average cost. Pleiadi can run up. I meant to say if Pleiadi can run up to 95. No, it ran up to $95 the last time. So I'm glad to get a position started while enjoying the dividends in the process. All right. I think that's going to be it's past 7 days. All right. Let's check our posts, and we're almost out of here. All right. All right. So Dilan, some music, bass music saying having 45,000 in Coney is something else. He says high risk tolerance. I said I actually have 79,300 in Coney, and I'm down 33K. He says subbed for your honesty. Appreciate that, man. Always appreciate when people don't only focus on the positives. The NAV erosion will bounce back. I have 2,600 in, NAV down 240. That's 180. Was nice this month. Seeing money deposited into your account is a different kind of feeling. I tell you, man, it's nothing like once you did the investment and you getting that drip, that dividend. There's nothing like it, because once you've done the work and bought it, other than keeping an eye and observing, you're not putting in 40 hours or 60 hours or 80 hours a week for it anymore. Let's see here. Mr. Dark Assassin said nearly 4K from Coney is insane. I hope to get there one day. I said, be careful, take your time. The ETFs are volatile. Do your due diligence. I hadn't figured out how to pronounce my friend's name here. 3138 said fire, fire, fire. And then Rip 2 Cups says Discord. I just gave him the eye. I don't know about no Discord. I know some people do. I haven't looked into that. I probably would do a Discord maybe if my dividends could take me off my job. I would have more time to do it. But right now, I don't foresee me doing a Discord anytime soon. But who knows? Never say never. All right, so this is where we are right now. We're down $145. All right, so that's going to conclude this video. This is YieldMax Mindset. Something I forgot to say at the beginning of the video. If you like this video, like it. If you don't like this video, like it. Share it if you like it. Share it if you don't like it. All right, so let's have a good week. Misty's pan out in Group D. SMCY is paying out this week. So if you're in these positions, let's get these dividends, and God bless. And I pray that he keeps you all safe. This is YieldMax Mindset. I'm out.